That's my cue. Hi, thanks for joining me. I got an email the other day, and it was from a very well-established natural skincare and remedy company, and the email was headed something along the lines of "Make 2020 a decade for natural and organic." And it was pulled up short by that because I thought, well, despite the fact that I've been living this way for a good 40 years or so, I realized that a lot of people still have to be convinced that this is a good thing. I even heard somebody the other day saying they didn't believe in organics, that it was all just a bit of a con, and that they didn't understand why they should spend extra money on something for which there's no proven value. Well, I would say, what price do you put on your health? And I would also say that since I have been living a much more natural and organic orientated life, choosing food that's as fresh and as close to nature as possible, and organic where possible, and also trying to follow the same principles in my environment and the clothing that I wear, I am happier and healthier and fitter than I have ever been, than I ever was when I was a child or in my teens. So there's your answer. But what are we talking about really here? We're talking about going for food that's processed as little as possible. We're talking about food that hasn't gone through the huge industrialization that most of our food has. We're talking about food which is as close to the way nature made it as possible, and also as fresh as possible. Now, I'm very lucky that I live near a number of farms here. I can go and buy vegetables, for instance, that have not long come out of the ground, and that is fantastic. The difference in taste alone is amazing. You know, all those top chefs go on about local produce, and they are so right. It tastes so much better, but it's not just the taste. There is a certain vitality in the food when it's fresh. For instance, apples which have come off the tree that day taste completely different to apples you might buy in a supermarket. Now, I only found out the other day that that's because the apples you buy in a supermarket are often about a year old. Yep, that's what I've been told, that they are kept in storage for that long before they go onto the shelves and you buy them. The difference in taste is astonishing. And it stands to reason. Food that's been lying around in a storage shed for months on end isn't going to taste as good. And in terms of nutrient quality, nutrients start to die off as soon as a vegetable has been picked. So, as natural as possible, not gone through the industrialization process, fresh as possible, as organic as possible, and if not organic, then just know that no pesticides and harmful chemicals have been used in producing the food. Ask the producer, ask the person who's selling it to you, where does this come from? Is it an organic farm? Do they use pesticides? You'd be surprised how many people know. And then we're talking about clothing as well, and we're talking about skincare. Because what you put on your body goes into your body. What skincare do you use? What toiletries do you use? Are they organic? Are they natural? Do they have chemicals in them? There are plenty of very harmful chemicals in makeup, for instance, and other toiletries that we do well to avoid. Read the labels. Become a labels queen. And then we're talking about clothing. The production of cotton is hugely harmful to the environment. Always choose an organic cotton if you can. Even the supermarkets these days are bringing in organic cotton lines, so look for those. They're not that expensive. And then, of course, there are cleaning products that we use in the home. Do you still use aerosols with all the propellants that they have in them? Do you use products with a lot of fragrance in them, which a lot of people are actually intolerant of? Think about that. Sometimes just the natural old-fashioned way is as good. But the main thing is to just start to consider what it is that you're putting into and onto and around your body, because all of it has an impact on your well-being. So on that note, I leave you to go and read some labels, and I'll catch you another time.